Yep. Yeah.
Okay,
Looks
okay.
just like it. It's
Looks just like
beautiful.
it. Yeah. These gentlemen in the background, I just had a cafe with them. I think the cafe's affected them because they're not moving. So either they've fallen
Yeah.
asleep,
They're
there wasn't
knocked
enough
out.
caffeine. I'm not sure what's going on there. But anyway, welcome, Eleni Saltas. Great to have you on the show again.
Thank you. I'm so excited to chat with you live from Crete for you. And I'm in Salt Lake City, definitely.
Salt Lake City, Utah. Yes. So
Yeah.
I've spoken previously with Eleni on the podcast. We had her talk a bit about what she does. Food blogger. She's doing quite well on social media. She's an author as well of her own cookbook, and we'll talk a bit about that as well. But more recently, Eleni has been given the opportunity to work on something different, which I don't think she's worked on before, which sounded very exciting, sounded very professional, and I thought it would be an opportunity, Eleni, to just have a chat with you a little bit about what that meant for you and how it all came to be, I guess, and what was involved during that process. So people that don't know what it's about can get a little taste of what it means to be on a TV show in Greece. But perhaps you can tell us a little bit about, firstly, just give us a quick run through about what you do. And you're also into fitness as well. Just give us a little rundown about what you do, if you can, and where you're from.
Okay. I'm just gonna tell you my whole life story. So first grade. Just kidding. So yeah, so I'm Eleni Saltas. I am I'm a personal trainer first for full time, and I've been doing that for about 9 years. But on the side, and just to be more creative, my creative outlet is writing, food blogging, and that's probably where I'm most active on social media. I don't really post much about my fitness life, but yeah, so I do food blogging. I'm an author of a cookbook, like you said. It's called All You Can Greek: Food, Life, Travel. And so recently with my social media, I'm trying to encompass that a lot more with bringing in more travel instead of just the food. So you'll see a little bit more of life and travel from me as well on my social media, or at least I try to escape to Greece a little bit because I don't really post much about travel in Utah. Unless you want to hear about it, I can give you all the guidelines. But yeah, that's a little bit about me. And like Elia said, I just started a TV show which has been airing in America.
So just before we get onto that, I was lucky enough to meet you in person, Eleni, last year when I was in Greece. Since we spoke on the
Yeah.
podcast, I got to meet you in Athens, and it was an absolute pleasure. So I feel like, I've gotten to know you a little bit better having met you in person. You know what it's like. It's different, obviously, over internet and in person. My question is, you've got the food blogging stuff happening on Instagram and social media. How were you approached to do this TV show? What was from their perspective? I mean, I don't know if you can speak for them, but how did all that come to be to begin with? How were you approached?
Yeah, so it all stemmed from my cookbook, actually. I had given my cookbook away to people as goodwill when I first published it in 2019. Just like producers or people that have been on shows. And so I'd given them to a friend who had worked in the TV industry, and she asked for a few copies, so I just gave them to her. Kind of didn't think about it, like, yeah, share it with whoever. I just want my name out there for my cookbook. And so, yeah, that was 2019 when I gave that away. And then it wasn't until this year, 2023, February, I received a message, and it's from this producer named Lisa. She is in California, and she said she's had my cookbook for years and she would like to work with me. And I was like, whoa, this is like coming out of nowhere, which is great. And at first, I had no idea what the call was going to be about. I kind of looked up what their company was, and I was like, okay, it might be just sending some videos in for food blogging, which I've been approached about before as well. And I was like, originally just be like, yeah, I'll do that. I'm like ready to submit some videos. So I was ready to say yes to that. She's like, would you like to submit videos for RecipeTV? That's the company. And I was like, yep, I'll do that. I was like ready to say yes, like to whatever she said yes to. And then she's like, also, like on the phone call, and I was like, also, like, okay. And she said, I'm thinking about producing a show in Greece featuring you as the host. And I was like, absolutely, yeah, I would love to do that. And so initially I started working for them. Yes, I submitted recipes, and I think that was kind of my first way to prove to them that I could be on TV. You know, I would always introduce myself. Like I would film myself talking about the recipe, and then I would be editing the video. And from there, just to show them that I was comfortable being on camera,
Mhm.
but still videoing yourself and then being videoed publicly is two different things. And so I've definitely learned a lot on the spot, but once we got to that TV show, so that's kind of how it started. And yeah, that was in February. End of May, I went out to shoot a little TV series.
That's fantastic. And you answered my question in advance. How long? It sounds like a pretty quick turnaround from the moment they reached out to you. Were you given much information in advance before you got to Greece about how that show would be structured, what they expect of you very specifically? Or was it a bit vague and just an overall cooking sort of show? By the way, it's called Eleni's Greek Odyssey. Is that right?
Yeah, it's called Eleni's Greek Odyssey. That's the whole show, is what it's called. And there are many episodes within about 5 episodes. There's different episodes within like 5 different things. We do different things. But yeah, leading up towards it, we did talk about kind of my strengths and my what I wanted to work on or work on for the show. And they knew that I loved to travel and I loved food and I liked fitness and I liked that being outdoors and talking to people and cooking. And that was what we tried to bring to the show, was me traveling around Greece, me trying foods and me cooking. So there are going to be some little segments of me cooking in different locations. So yeah, that's kind of what we kind of talked about beforehand. And then it just kind of all fell together piece by piece, kind of just like seamlessly as we went through Athens. We landed on a place like, oh, let's shoot here. And it just kind of just worked out very well. The team was really well organized and like everyone was just ready to film and wanted to film. And it just, I don't know, it was just a really cool experience. It was kind of like a very surreal thing looking back, because like in the moment I had no idea. Like I was just being followed around in my favorite place with a video camera. And yeah, now like watching the videos, like, wow, this is really cool.
Mm.
Like this is where I was. It's kind of cool to look back on.
So RecipeTV presumably is the US based company.
Right. Yeah. So it's an American company. So the producer, Lisa Renee, she is from California, and she has different videographers and assistants throughout. Actually, her assistants from France, and then that kind of assisted the show. And she also was a sous chef. And then the videographer, she's from Rome. So kind of all over, but nowhere from Greece. So their company is the one that brings people together to different locations. They've been to France, they've been to Italy, they've been to South Africa. So they're a really cool travel destination show as well. And they're bringing just a fun new light to food and travel.
Can you tell us maybe quickly where people can watch that first episode? Here in Australia, I haven't been able to find where I could watch it.
Yeah, so since it's an American-based TV show, it's on local networks
Right.
in the States.
Mhm.
So if you have a cable network, for example, in Utah, it's on this is, I just remember as 1498, the channel 1498. Or you can search recipe, I believe, Recipe TV.
Right.
You kind of have to check local listings. And also they do have YouTube TV, which is different than just regular YouTube. So if
Mhm.
you're a subscriber to YouTube, like pay for their platform, because they have like ESPN, they have different channels. Recipe TV is also one of those channels that YouTube TV has.
How long did the
Mm-hmm.
filming take for that one episode? Or actually, you shot all 4 episodes kind of together, didn't you?
Yeah, so we shot 5 episodes in a span of probably 6 days. Yeah, I
Right.
think 6 days I was there. So it was a grind for sure.
Mhm.
And you're into film, and so you understand like
Mhm.
how one day could mean a 5-minute segment,
Of
which is
course.
insane. I don't think like that. I'm like, oh yeah, I've been here for a full day. We have like 20 hours worth, whatever, like but yeah,
Yeah.
so it's a little different
So I
for
saw that
sure.
you went to Sunyo. Can you tell us where else you went for that first episode? And can you tell us what other places you visited for the others? Or are you going to leave that for people to watch it to find out? And it's perfectly
No, I
understandable.
can No, I can dive into some, especially people that aren't able to see it. I'm happy to talk about it. Yeah, so the first episode, we go to Cape Sunion, so where Poseidon's Temple is, And along the way, we stop at little fish taverns, and I actually cook in one of my friends' apartments who just moved to Athens. And so we see a beautiful sunset, just trying new foods, trying some good foods on the beach right underneath Poseidon's Temple. That's the first episode. And then the other episodes, we're staying in Athens the whole time. So this whole series is mostly Athens based. And the next episodes, you'll see me walking through the streets of Athens, trying foods, and I'm kind of telling you like, here's my top few things to eat in Athens, just the center, like my favorite place to get gyros or my favorite place to get loukoumades, stuff like that. And so you'll
Mm.
see that in the next couple episodes, and then another segment will be cooking, and another fun one that I'm looking forward to later as well. But I won't share
Mm.
that one.
Awesome. You've got to
Mhm.
keep something under
Yeah.
wraps.
Yeah.
Very nice. And a bit of trivia for people. Sunio is Poseidon's temple. Now, from what I understand, before Athens was named Athens or Athena in Greek, there was a battle between Poseidon and Athena for what that city will be called. And the goddess Athena won it, and Poseidon wasn't happy about it. So they also built him a temple there near the water just to keep him
Yeah.
happy. Yeah. So that's the story,
Yeah.
apparently,
Well,
in a nutshell.
he gave the city seawater, and it's not drinkable. And Athena obviously gave him a better gift of an olive
Right.
tree. I mean, it's
Correct.
a
Makes
respectful
perfect sense to
choice.
me. Yes. Yes.
Shout
I
out to
understand.
Athena. Yeah, yeah.
What are some of the dishes that you decided to show on the show that you decided to cook and share with
Yeah,
people?
so the first one I make a really quick appetizer. It's like a pan-fried olive dish. I make a couple of dips as well in later episodes. This series was definitely a little bit more travel-based versus
Mm.
cooking, which was actually really fun, and I would love to do that again. Obviously, if we do another series, which I really hope for, we would do a little bit more cooking. But this one was just like Athens is so bustling and fun that it kind of showcases like we're just like you're just meant to be out and try new things and meet new people and stop in new places. And so that's kind of this whole vibe of this show. And then
Mhm.
just a little bit like, oh, I'm on my rooftop of my little apartment, and I'm gonna cook something really quick with a friend instead of like crazy big meals. But
Okay.
hopefully I'll get more of that.
Other than that, Eleni, is there anything else going on? Any future projects you'd like to tell us about? Uh, Similar to that, or anything else that you're working on that you can tell us about that people may be interested in to come and have a look at your social media profiles?
Yeah, reach out anytime. Happy to chat with and meet new people at any time. Yeah, so actually right now, I'm happy to share I am working on an ebook, and that should be published hopefully by the end of the year. My little brother is kind of on my case about finishing it. So he is really good checking in on me, getting my pages done. So I'm writing and I have to submit to him. So he's my little manager. So if all goes well, if he gets on my case enough, then I will have my ebook published by the end of the year.
Yeah,
So look for that.
we need those people in our lives, don't we? Sometimes just to push us and keep us
Yeah, for sure.
accountable. Well, where can people reach out to you? Let's talk about that. Obviously, Instagram, Facebook, and your website, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not so great about responding on my website. Unfortunately, I try to if someone has a question on a recipe, I'm happy to. Um, but Instagram, direct messages where I usually respond to as quick as I can, or you can email me at elenisaltas@gmail.com, and I will also get to those messages as well.
Wonderful. Great work, Eleni. Thanks so much for having a chat with me again. Always a pleasure. We'll be in touch. Thank you so much, Eleni. Take care. Have a good evening there, I think it is.
Yeah, 9:30 p.m. in Salt Lake City. Yes, evening time.
By the
And
way,
you have a good
this,
afternoon in
thank you. By the way,
2024.
this village is where Eleni is from, apart from other places as well in Greece. This is in Crete. It's a village near Chania, I think, Ravalochori. Is that correct? I've got it right.
Yeah, it's about 30 minutes outside of Hanya.
Thank you for listening. Really appreciate it. And send through any questions and comments. Thank you, Eleni. And we'll chat
Thank you
soon.
guys. Thanks for listening. Yeah, thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Bye, Leah.